Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in Spakovo, Poland. So we are starting the day in 1st of May. And look at that, the oats have grown. Has grown. It's looking very healthy. I can see no weeds, so I'm pretty happy about it. But the first job for today is to windrow the hay we have on the field over there. I do hope it's dried enough so I can actually use it. The windrower has been set up so I can go into the field and start right away. But otherwise, yeah, nothing major to report. I think the vineyard looks fine. I am going to have to get some kind of sprayer for fertilizing it. I've been in talks with Mr. Ben from the shop for this sprayer thingy, so it should be ready today, maybe tomorrow. In any case, we're gonna have to bring over some fertilizer and possibly some herbicide for later use if we need it. I don't think we will need it, but if we do, it's good to have it in stock, you know. Yeah, I really wonder if this is gonna be worth anything. I hope I didn't mess up, you know. I'm not really a pro at making hay. I see that I dropped some way off here. You know what? It doesn't really look like it's grass. I mean, it's hay. Let me just have a look. So this right here is supposedly hay. And it has kind of a brown texture. But this right here is pretty much green. Which probably means that this is still in the grass stage. Okay. So before I do anything else, I did say previously that I want to get some kind of a different tether. This one is good, but I can't really see what I'm doing, so it's not perfect for the job, and I do think we can afford something better. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Lambo and I'm gonna visit Mr. Ben and try to get some kind of tether. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the best. Because there's no use in having some issues just because I'm, what's the expression? I'm tight. I don't want to give money away. Money is sacred. I shall not pay. Oh no. I forgot something is attached at the back. Oh, it's you. So yeah, I definitely want to get something that will help my job and make everything a bit easier. So let's go visit Mr. Ben and see if he has anything good for us. It might even be a good idea to take the trailer and load everything at once, but oh well. I'm already on my way. So yeah, it seems planning is not really a strong suit, at least not today. But we'll survive. It's not too far to go. Yeah, coming back to the shop. It's always kind of a nice feeling, you know, because you you come to sort things out over here, and usually we get something new to do and some new tool to help us. Hi Ben. Thank you, sir. Alright, so for 6,000 euros we got a brand new Pottinger Alpine. The working width is 4.4 meter. They did have something older, 3 meter wide. It was a brand Lizard, which I'm not too familiar with. And that was like 1,500 euros less, but still. I don't know. If we're gonna expand our animals, we're definitely gonna need to expand on the grass making equipment. The current windrower would just not do, I believe. In time, of course. Right now, for that one small field, it's completely enough. Perfectly good. Well, I'm gonna see you at the field and then we'll see if this actually works. Gonna be an interesting experiment, so to speak. Yeah, I gotta say this oat really looks nice. And I honestly have zero idea how much we're gonna get off this field. Nada, niente, nulla. Yeah, no clue. So I'm guessing for the first harvest we're gonna ask Mr. Pavel if he can come with his setup to harvest it. I still don't know where I'm gonna store said oats. I know I could pack it into neat little bags. That's one option. And I could also do something else. Build a silo. I really don't want to build a silo. Just for this, you know. Okay, let's see how this is gonna work. I'm gonna take it slow. No need to rush. No need to do anything drastic. Doesn't look like the grass is actually turning into hay anytime soon. Which is worrisome a bit. Not gonna lie. Because if I can't make hay, I'm gonna be forced to buy feed. Which is not something I want to do. Not the end of the world though, but it's still, you know, if I can avoid it, I most definitely want to avoid it. I don't know. We'll TED it. I'm gonna leave it for, I don't know, let's say half a day. And if it's not ripe to bale as hay in the afternoon, I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure what I'm gonna do. Oh well, be right back. Alrighty. How does this look? Nope. Still very, very moist. I don't know. There is sunshine forecasted for the rest of the day, so we'll see if this actually does it. And if not, again, as I said, I don't actually know. I'm not gonna push this in. I'm gonna drop it off right here in the bushes. Alright, and now for the second trip to Mr. Ben's to get that sprayer. Thanks again, Ben. Yeah, so it's not even 10 a.m. and we're here for the second time today. And there is a sprayer waiting for us. It's a really small one, but it's designed for vineyards especially, so yeah, I can actually spray vineyards and or olives if we get them, but I don't think the weather here is really good for olives, so we're probably not gonna be doing that. Yeah, so if you remember, our other sprayer is basically the same company as this, Vineyard. As I said, I'm not too familiar with it, but the way this works is the other one has arms that go out and spray down, and this one has nozzles all the way around. As you can see, these red nozzles over here, they go from there and all the way around to there, and this fan blows air in and pushes the sprayer liquid out from the nozzles. So yeah, this is what we're gonna be doing. And if you're wondering, yes, I am using this cabbed tractor, and I am gonna be using it because I don't want to be exposed to all that shenanigans. So the tank only holds 400 liters, as I've been told, which is not extreme, but it's enough, you know. I think I only have 250 liters in a barrel waiting for us at the farm. So yeah, we're gonna fill it just over halfway through, and then we're gonna be praying that it's gonna be enough to cover the whole vineyard. I do hope it is gonna be, you know. I don't really intend to drench the vines in this liquid, but hey, if we have to, we're going to. Yeah, grapes are very, very prone to get sick. You know, you have to basically spray them or to deter any bugs eating the grapes and to deter grape diseases. In other news, I gotta say that I'm pretty happy because we are fully booked hut-wise for the rest of the year, so yeah. Oh no, hail. There's hail forecasted. What? That was not in the forecast. Oh, let me check the weather report real quick. So at 4 p.m. there's gonna be a hail, and then from midnight to 4 or 5 a.m. Like, what? It was supposed to be completely sunny today. So I have no idea what's going on. Not even summer, it's not even that warm. Usually to have hay you gotta have try to get this as close. You gotta have at least, I don't know, 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. Okay. Let's unstrap this so I can open the cover. Nope, I got the wrong one in. Shoot. Oh well, I'm gonna put it outside and then I'm gonna do it again. Straight in the middle of the road, as you do. Wait. What am I even doing? It is fertilizer I need. Okay, let's fill her up. Okay, so we have 82 liters. Is this gonna be enough? I'm guessing it's not gonna be enough, but we'll see. Okay, so the main question I have right now is, what do we do with the hay? And is this tractor gonna fit in between the vines? Okay, the tractor is going to fit, barely. Let's go. No, not too fast. Okay, so now you can see how this sprayer works in a circle. Yeah, I gotta get a cabbed tractor that's gonna be for vineyard work only. Something very narrow but still capable enough of running all the machines that we need. Okay, now the question is it enough if I go every second row? I honestly don't know. Yeah, we need to get a cabbed tractor that's narrower. Maybe something specially designed for vineyard work. I know you can get them, but they seem to be pretty expensive. At least I think so. Especially if we're gonna have to buy it new. If we get something that's been used, you know, and the price is lower, that's gonna make it quite a bit different, but still. Alright, so I've been reading up, and it seems like I do have to go every row, because if I spray only from one side, the other side remains unprotected and unfertilized. So yeah, let's go through it again. I did use less than half of what we had in, so it's a pretty good deal. I think we're gonna make it all the way through, and then we're gonna be out, which means that liquid fertilizer will have to be bought yet again next year, and I'll probably go for a bigger IBC tank, because this one only held 250 liters. Well, it did actually cover the whole 2 fields we have for... Excuse me, gotta focus. It did cover both fields that we have for crops, and it did cover the whole vineyard. So yeah, I guess it's good, but you know, you can always have more. And if we have something on the farm, we don't have to worry about getting it every year. So yeah, a smaller tractor with a cab. That sounds pretty good. I think the same company as this one is the Lamborghini. The same, well, assortment of companies that produces these tractors. They have small Vineyard specialized equipment. There is also some electric options. I did have a look at Rigid Track. I'm also not familiar with that brand, but it's supposedly pretty good. So yeah, I don't know. Do we have an electric tractor? I am kind of skeptical with electric vehicles because there's so much talk about them catching fire. I guess the technology is not yet ready for commercial use, but I don't know. Yeah. So if we have hail forecasted for 4 p.m. we gotta take hay or possibly grass off the field before that. Which means that if I start baling, well, I have to windrow first. If I start windrowing before, well, let's say at, I don't know, 1 a.m. maybe 1:30, and I can be done with that at, let's say, 2 p.m. No, I think we can start at 2 p.m. So we quickly windrow, bale, and load everything on a trailer and quickly take it under cover in whatever state it is. If it's grass, I'm simply gonna feed it straight to the cows and they're gonna eat it fresh. And I'm gonna have to do some more research because I was completely under the impression that we were doing everything right. Because if we weren't, then we wouldn't have produced hay previously, and we did successfully. I don't know what happened in between. Maybe the grass was too wet when I started cutting, but after you windrow it, it should dry off, you know, regardless of the state it is in. In any case, I'll be back at around 2 p.m. when we're gonna start doing the windrowing and stuff. Right, so I had my lunch. I'm all well fed, and now it's time to put the windrows together. Okay, I am kind of guessing this isn't gonna be done and ready for hay, but I gotta take it out the field nonetheless. And I also gotta put some fertilizer on for next time, so we have nice little crop when we start harvesting, cutting grass next time. Okay, so it went all the way on the road. Alright, fair enough. Yeah, let's see. No, this is still over 21%. It has to be 12.5 to be hay, so it's... yeah. I guess I made a mistake and I cut the grass too quickly. Which means that it was still very, very moist and wet before we even cut it. So it didn't have the chance to actually get dry enough to become hay. Which I gotta say, I'm happy it happened, because I learned something. You know, I am not a professional farmer. And it's always a good thing when you learn something new, because you can then use it in the future and not make the same mistake. Because mistakes may cost you. Mistakes are like cops. Everything you do will be used against you, never in your favor, always against you. Trying to make everything all neatly off. But this one doesn't gonna get road. Okay, it does. Did I forget to put it down? Well, in any case, I'm gonna play with this for a bit more until we're ready to start baling. Good. So everything is all rowed up. The rows do feel quite a bit more massive than they were before. So I am guessing we're gonna have twice as much grass as we had hay previously. I don't know. I'm gonna see. If you'd like, you can start betting right now and write in the comments how many bales do you think we're gonna get. The previous cut was 10 bales exactly, and this cut, well, I'm saying 20. And let me know if you thought more, less, and we're gonna see how much we end up with. Alright, so Do we use the Zetor for... Yeah, I think we use the Zetor for this job. Okay, now to wriggle this one in. And yeah, I still have the Universal tractor. I'm not sure, everybody. I am thinking of selling it because it's in the way. And basically I'm not using it unless it's for field work, I mean vineyard work. We haven't used you for quite a while. For any real work, I mean. Yeah, so Universal is kind of in the way. So yeah, I'm really not sure what to do. Because we are struggling with shelter at the moment. Yeah, I need to reverse just a smidge more. And I gotta be careful because this one has a bit of an overlap. Okay, good. Oh, this is such a quiet tractor. You know, I was driving in Lamborghini and that one screams at you. It's really a completely different experience. And the seat is better in this one and just overall everything. Alright, so let's push you out. Okay, first gear, is that gonna be good? I don't want to choke it. Yeah, it's grass. Shoot. Okay, well, I think lesson learned. For next time we are definitely gonna cut grass when it's a bit drier. Not straight after rain or not straight after winter. Because, yeah, there was winter time in between the cutting. Or we basically... I went straight into the field as the grass kinda grown enough. Yeah, and I guess that was a mistake. Yeah, I think this is gonna be much more than 10 bales. Yeah, just go over. Just don't even bother. Okay, there's another row in here in between. Yeah, this is... I guess this is pretty much painful to watch. I do acknowledge that. It's always risky to reverse if you make as many bales, because you can't really tell if there's anything behind you or not. Okay. Okay, so there's another piece right here, and I think that's gonna be it. Right. Let's turn it off. Let's fold it back up again. Drop any bales that are still in the hopper and load her up. And I'll be back with my trusty Lada and a trailer behind it. I really wonder. Well, I just barely parked in this barn. It's kind of a tight squeeze, but it started hailing, as you can probably hear. Which means I'm not gonna be picking up bales right now, because I do value my life more than... shoot. I do value my life more than the the grass we're gonna get, but yeah, here we are. I'm gonna wait until this is over and I'll be back when it's time to pick them up. Right, almost 6 p.m. I'm finally ready to start picking up the bales. Shoot. I also sincerely hope that the crops didn't get too much hail damage, even though there is still more hail forecasted. So yeah, this is sadly going to be a sad day. So yeah, weather, farmer's worst nightmare. Okay, now I'm gonna park somewhere at the start, carry the bales in, and then I'm gonna move the car and pick them all up. Okay, loading the last bale. I actually was able to load 4 rows. Let me just strap this down, because they are all wiggling around. So yeah, 4 rows. One is inside, and 1, 2, 3, 4 times 6, because there are 6 bales in a row, and 2 on top. So 4 times 6 is 24, if I'm not mistaken, and additional 2 is 26. So 26 bales. If you guessed more than 20, then you were correct. You can also comment down below if you caught that number correctly, or if you guessed 26, let me also know. So as I said, I'm gonna feed these bales straight to the cows. There's no need of having them, well, storing them, since they're grass and not hay, and they're not gonna last either way. I hope this doesn't explode when I unstrap it. In any case, I'll do this by hand. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun. And we'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. And goodbye.